Hey guys, TheGamingGeek here, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and it's basically a response to a video that I saw on Video Gamer TV. It really did inspire me to want to make this video and talk about really does 720p on Call of Duty goes on Xbox One and Battlefield 4 720p. Does that really matter? Is that a problem? Is that something we should be actually concerned about or not? Well, for a long time, I've sort of accepted that Microsoft's rhetoric power on the Xbox One. I've gone along with all the talking that they've given about it. I've acknowledged the promise of cloud technology. To be honest, I've emphasized with the frustration over the ongoing community backlash. But it's difficult to be so forgiving. With two next-gen major launch titles performing noticeably better on the PlayStation 4, now's the time to be tough on both consoles. Why, given the £80 premium, has Microsoft failed to provide a machine capable of offering the same performance, a reasonable performance, as its rival? Why is Call of Duty Ghosts, a game often ridiculed by the community for actually being very underwhelming graphically, unable to render at a native 1080p on the Xbox One? And should those who have stuck with Microsoft for all this time really start to consider their purchase and whether the PlayStation 4 may be a better option to go with? That question is really something that I've been inspired to ask from the video I watched, which I will link in the description. It's a really good video. There's an awkward situation heading into next generation. As people will know, I post Xbox 360 gameplay. I have an Xbox 360 with me in uni. I do not have a PlayStation 3 with me in uni. My 360 is sort of my console of choice right now for most things I do. So, I'm not coming into this in any sort of fanboyish sort of way. I'm actually coming into it maybe at the moment being slightly more preferable to the 360. I do believe that generally it's been fairly more successful, whereas the PlayStation 3 has had some really good, stellar first-party titles. It just didn't have the edge that the 360 did. I was actually sort of convinced earlier on that the Xbox One probably would have the sort of the better game on sort of the multi-platform sort of thing. They would have the better looking game as they normally have, because I don't know, it's just what I've come to sort of accept from the 360 is that sometimes, Microsoft can, when it comes to third-party titles, get the better-looking game on their console. But by seeing some gameplay of Ghosts and reading some articles, from Video Gamer TV, and looking at some Battlefield 4 gameplay, I'm starting to get a little bit worried if the Xbox One can actually handle this. Now, as we were saying, the Xbox One is running Ghosts at 720p, a game which is still running a very old engine. It's just been slightly updated. They've just polished it to make it sort of feel next-gen-y, and it's only running it at 720p. Now, I'm a little worried, if Sony was ever to be able to pull forward, I believe that it would be in the later of the console, history, later on as we go into end of next year, into the year after. I believe it would be then, when maybe developers ran into a bottleneck with Xbox One, and just managed to squeeze that extra power out of the PS4, GDDR5 RAM, and impressive GPU. Perhaps foolishly, I also believe that Microsoft's bullish claims about its machine capabilities. Here's some quotes here. "There is no way we're giving up a 30% plus advantage to Sony," said Albert Penello, Xbox Senior Director for Marketing and Planning. He also said, "Anyone who has seen both systems running could say that there's been some great-looking games on both systems. If there was really huge differences, it would be obvious." He then continued, "I get a ton of hate for saying this, but it's been the same every generation. Sony claims more power, like they did with Sal, they did it with the Emotion Engine, and they're doing it again. And in the end, games on our system look the same or better." Now, reading those words that they said a while back doesn't just seem so true, to be honest. The two games that we've seen across both platforms, Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4, do not look better, in my opinion, and I've played these games, sort of firsthand, don't look better on the Xbox One, in my opinion. You know, they don't even look the same. You know, PlayStation 4 seems to be displaying a significant advantage in pure pixel count based on early indications and ill-advised aggressive commentary. Microsoft frankly appears to have dug its own grave. You know, the week's revelations bring into question any last-minute decisions over, you know, early next-gen investments. To those picking up both, on which console would I buy Assassin's Creed 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4? You know, on the face of it, it seems an easy choice. Just go for the option that provides the better-looking game. But how will things pan out? We just don't simply know. You know, to put it quite simply, the thing I'm really worried about is, although Xbox is claiming to have this pure cloud power, you know, that they can use the cloud to do this sort of thing, will third-party developers actually use that to its full extent? Now, if we look back at the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, you know, the PlayStation 3 had considerably more power than the 360, but the problem was it was so difficult for developers to actually get that raw power out of the console that they just simply didn't bother at all. And is that going to happen here? I don't know. It depends how well that it's supported. It depends how easy it is for the developers to actually use it. But I hope it's really simple to use. Otherwise, I feel that developers may just do the same thing they did with the PS3. They may just not bother getting the max raw power out of it, which is a shame because, you know, I don't want there to be a gap between the two consoles. I want them to be as close as possible. But this may happen, you know, it may be the case. And the worrying thing is, the thing I'm really concerned about is how there is a gap already at launch. You know, already one game's running 1080p and one game isn't. How is this going to pan out? Is the gap going to get wider? Are Microsoft going to catch up? We don't know. We really don't know. You know, another sort of testament to this factor is the Wii U. The Wii U hasn't sold many consoles, not in comparison to how many 360s and PS3s are out there. Therefore, you know, developers, especially third-party developers, aren't really supporting that gamepad that is on the Wii U as well as I feel it should be. There's not that many games that are using it to its best, you know, its best use. So, you know, something like that, you know, could apply with the Xbox One, you know, and its new cloud system. It may be a fantastic system. I'm not doubting, to be honest, that it probably is a fantastic system. But is this cloud system gonna actually be used, you know, by anyone but their first-party developers? You know, I played Forza at Eurogamer on the Xbox One. It looked fantastic. You know, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. Looks fantastic. I don't have a doubt that its first-party developers will use the cloud system and will get in games looking fantastic on the console. But for third-party developers that have multiple consoles to deal with, especially at the moment, they've got the PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and sometimes Wii U as well to deal with. It's just too much, you know, too much work and, you know, not enough money put aside just to develop for something as specialized as a cloud system for one console. But, as I said, only time will tell. And, you know, what should you guys do? What am I getting at here? What should you guys do? Well, I can't give you a simple answer what you guys should do. You know, maybe if you're on the fence, I'd probably advise that you wait it out. It's not urgent, next-gen consoles. You know, if you have a decent PC, pick up some games on PC. You know, games are still out on the Xbox 360 and PS3. Maybe put up with that for now. Wait until, you know, maybe after Christmas, where people have had the consoles for a little bit, and you can sort of see how things are going. Wait and see how things pan out, and then maybe make a better decision. If you're not sat on the fence, you probably know where you're going. Maybe stick with what you got. I don't know. That's a decision for you guys to make. And if you're getting both, then you just have the awful decision of deciding which console to get each game on. And, you know, choosing which console to buy is a really hard decision. I can't pick one out of the other. I really, honestly can't. I sat there for ages because when money is still pretty much a problem. I'm sort of pulling as many strings as I can to try and get me both consoles. But, you know, I was sitting here pulling my hair out trying to decide which console I would go for, and I really could not get to a final decision. So I'm really on the fence myself as well. That's why I'm pretty much having to work hard to get both. So I don't know what to say for the best, but those are my concerns. You know, I hope that my concerns are wrong. And this was inspired, obviously, by the video I watched, which is in the description, and you can check that out. And then in the description of that video, there's a link to an article on their website, which is also very good as well. And actually, that's written by someone who is a complete Xbox fanboy and is actually finding it really hard. He's been to, you know, lots of events, lots of gaming events, Battlefield events, and things like that. and he's finding it really hard to admit that the PlayStation 4 is looking better, and that's what he is saying right now, so I'm taking his word for that. I've not been to any of these events. I've just been to Eurogamer and played the games on Xbox One. So there we are. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Try and be nice on me. You know, I'm trying to be even here. I'm not, you know, gunning for one console and trying to slag off the other. I'm just trying to be as even as I can. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like the video if you did find it useful. Subscribe if you're new. But I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, drink tea and game on.